This week on 49ers Cal High Sports, we meet one of the best basketball players in the nation, denied a shot at a state title last year, and the Bishop O'Dowd star and her experience with a deadly virus.
We'll update you on one of our most inspirational stories from last year, Jalen Rios, the Live Oak football player battling leukemia, and the story of the Cal-bound basketball player following in her grandfather's footsteps. It's all next on 49ers Cal High Sports.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We begin tonight with a top South Bay ice hockey player.
That's right. Albany's Construction helps us bring you athletes who are just getting it done, just like Albany's Construction.
Evelyn Blaise-Savoy learned how to skate before she could walk. Her natural ability on the ice landed her a spot at a top East Coast college. Here's how Evelyn is getting it done.
My name's Evelyn Blaise-Savoy. I play center at Valley Christian High School.
Evelyn Blaise-Savoy is one of the top female hockey players in the Bay Area, known for her powerful and accurate shot.
Evelyn she had a gift growing up. Like she always one of the best players out there. She could score goals from any places on the ice.
I'd say her shot's probably better than mine right now.
Evelyn's brother Philip is a junior at Valley Christian. You can say hockey is the Blaise-Savoy family business.
My dad works at the rink, helped coach all of us when we were younger, still coaches. My older sister plays at University of Toronto and my brother plays here in San Jose.
They grew up with me pretty much at the rink. Like I was coaching them, so I was spending all the weekend with them. So it's like, that's really something when I'm gonna look back and say how much time I spent with them. It's gonna be something special.
When I was born, it was just kind of assumed that I'd play ice hockey. I've pictures of me in a stroller on the ice before I could walk, so it was definitely known that I would play hockey. So when I grew up, it was just kind of what I did. It's how I met new friends.
Evelyn has always been one of the most talented players on her team, and people noticed.
I think it started the year after I played boys. So I played 12U AAA boys, and I had the opportunity to play up with the 16U girls when I was 12, 13.
Walking in this time, backhand, forehand, second of the game, Evelyn Blaise-Savoy.
We won a national championship, and I scored 3 goals in the championship game.
And Savoy completes the hat trick. The San Jose Junior Sharks are your 2017 19 and under national champions.
So I think that's when I started noticing, and it's when I started talking to colleges and all, and I saw that my dreams could actually become real.
That game put Evelyn on the map, and as soon as she was able to talk to colleges, the University of Vermont came knocking.
For Humphrey and Toe Dragon curl, she scores! The Catamounts take a 1-0 lead.
It was the very first school I ever toured, and after that, my freshman, sophomore year, every other school I toured, I just kept going back to Vermont and never equaled up to it. So my sophomore year, I made the decision to commit.
Evelyn will continue to play at the highest level like she's done all her life, but truly values the time she gets to play for her high school.
For Valley, it's kind of an opportunity for all of us who play high-intense sports to get out and have fun once a week, just be with all your friends who go to the same school and just kind of mess around and learn new things and play against other people that you play on a team with, and now you get the opportunity to play against them.
Evelyn Blaise-Savoy has a great shot, a shot at success, both on the ice and off.
Evelyn hopes to have one last season playing for the Warriors before heading off to Vermont to fulfill her dream of playing college hockey.
She's pretty tough.
She is so tough. And her shot, oh my gosh, it was crazy. She could really, really hit it.
Rifle shot.
Rifle.
All right, Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week, this week featuring the cheer team from Santa Clara High School.
The Bruins performed a socially distanced routine for their school's Welcome Back rally via Zoom.
Money move. Sure the mother girls are nice enough, but you need someone to spice it up. So who you gonna call? Party, come and rev it up like a Harley.
Coming up, how this Oakland Tech Bulldog is spending his free time during quarantine, helping his community.
And later, we meet Camp Alindo star Aiden Mahaney.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
When I first came here, my goal was to be a contributing player on my high school's JV football team. The center actually not only helped me achieve my goals, but exceed even what I initially set out to do. I was able to continue playing football professionally through a lot of the things that I learned at the Rega Center. The Rega Center is a place to help you achieve your goals and then, tailor it to whatever the person's goals might be.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle, just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
We're back at Levi Stadium where Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
KRB Jeannie joins us now with Ahmed Mohammed from Oakland Tech Basketball.
That's right, Robert. Ahmed is keeping very busy during these COVID times. The Oakland Rays basketball star kickstarted a nonprofit during quarantine called Kids Cubed. It's an effort to help young students explore science from home.
So we're at Hoover Elementary, and we're giving away science kits as part of the nonprofit that I founded, Kids Cube. And the whole purpose is to increase access to science and to communities and to students that might not necessarily have access to it. And so we're giving away, we have 3 experiments in each box, and we're just trying to share science. Yeah.
Like many, Ahmed was bummed when school was dismissed in April and the lockdown was put into place. He was quarantining with his young niece and nephew when an idea sparked.
So I have a younger niece and nephew, and I was hanging out with them during one of these days in quarantine. And whenever we hang out, we always try to do stuff like we play chess or we board games, stuff like that. And this time I felt they were old enough to try out some science kits. And at first they weren't the most confident in science, like they didn't like it. They told me they didn't like science.
Ahmed was shocked and wouldn't take their disinterest in science as an answer. He wanted to show his niece and nephew how fun science can be.
So I went on Google, just like simple science experiments, and I found some that I really liked, and I designed instructions for them. So I try to design them to where they have simple materials, so that way, you know, kids aren't getting lost and like they can't even pronounce the stuff that they're using. So the science kits are simple and informative, and I think that's part of what makes the kids like it so much.
Seeing his niece and nephew's newfound love for science made Ahmed want to share this with more kids in the Oakland community. He invested all of his savings to create Kids Cubed.
And I had like $200 saved up, so that went towards like instructions and materials and all that. And then I sold the first kits that I had so I could actually build up. So everything, like all of the Kids Cubed was from the first $200 I put up.
The nonprofit has grown significantly. Ahmed has raised over $10,000 through donations and kit sales, everything going back into the charitable foundation.
You know, I'd like to see us be able to put science kits in the hands of not just, I want to start with every kid in the city. Like I want these to be in the schools. I want to get kids excited about science, and if we can play a part in that, that'd be great. Like that's what the goal. And you know, I'd love to see us offer new services like mentorship programs, summer camps, field trips, stuff like that. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Ahmed explains why he feels so passionately about science.
I love science so much because I had early experiences with it. You know, I was encouraged by my parents to take on new science stuff. You know, they found a ton of different programs for me. One of the most notable programs that I've been in is SEEK program, Summer Engineering Experience for Kids. It was a 3-week summer program at MLK. And that just really got me into it. The hands-on learning, I really loved it. And just going throughout school, just more science classes, it's just something that's always stuck with me. And I wanted to share that.
Ahmed feels it's important to give back to the community and shares how rewarding this experience is.
So, you know, just from my personal experiences, I've had a lot of people that I could look up to, and a lot of people who were volunteering and giving back to help me grow, to help my friends grow, you know. So these science kits, we're all Oakland made here, and these science kits are the same, and it's just, I like to see how the community can come together and one, support these science kits, you know, support the program, and then, you know, us actually putting in the time and making these kits, and the kids actually get to see us, and they know we make the kits, and we get to see their smiles when we hand them the kits and when they do them. I think that's great to see. And it's hard right now, especially, you know, people are sick, people don't have jobs, and just to put some science into the community, especially since we need science to sort of get out of this whole thing, I think is pretty powerful.
Ahmed has been giving away hundreds of science kits to elementary schools across Oakland, many in low-income neighborhoods. He's trying to make distance learning easier and fun for kids at home during these tough times.
Awesome, and he's doing a great job.
He's doing amazing, yeah.
Coming up, the update on Jalen Rios, the Live Oak football player who's been battling leukemia for the past year.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
Tri-Counties Bank presents a unique brand of service with solutions, a welcoming and listening style of banking with solutions that help improve your financial well-being. With easy access to over 32,000 surcharge-free ATMs, advanced mobile banking, banker support by phone 7 days a week, and an extensive community-based branch network, you're never far from a friendly face. It's easy to switch to better banking. Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions.
We are the Half Moon Bay High School Marching Band.
And you're watching 49ers Cal High
Sports Report.
We are back at Levi Stadium, where each week U.S. Bank helps us bring you stories of inspirational athletes who amaze us.
That's right, and this athlete is truly inspiring. Tonight, we have an update on Jalen Rios, the football player from Live Oak High School who's been in a year-long battle against cancer.
You have cancer. That is what doctors told Jalen Rodriguez 1 year ago, just a day after appearing in his first varsity football game. The road from then was rougher than the Rios family could have ever imagined.
Lots of throwing up, a lot of throwing up.
I say it's been 10 months of hell, because it's never been an easy road for him.
So it basically feels like everything just aches from like head to toe sometimes. It just feels like you can't lay down steady. It's always constantly moving, always feeling like just aching.
There was a day he looked at me and begged me to help him because he couldn't stop vomiting and he didn't know what was wrong and I couldn't help him. You know, it's something his body has to go through. It was hard, very hard.
I don't like seeing my family stressed out, so I felt like I was needing to fight harder because they saw me go through, I was like 160 at the time. I had muscle. And then just seeing me just kind of lose myself.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think my son was gonna have leukemia.
Seeing my dad cry, that was really hard on me. I never seen it. He like never cries, so that was pretty hard.
I'm supposed to fix it, but I can't. I can't fix it, and that was the hardest thing for me. Seeing my son going through what he had to go through, and me not able to do anything, just be there for him. It's been rough.
Taking him off fluids right now. Yeah. Never in my mind would I thought I'd be doing what I'm doing. I can't even count how many meds he was on every 6 hours, every 4 hours. We're good. Cool. You're like the nurses and you gotta wake up and give him his meds throughout the night, in the middle of the night, and then with all the vomiting and everything, just taking care of him. You know, I slept in his room. I still do because his anxieties are off the roof.
After chemos, I always feel like crap, so I'm always constantly thinking, rolling things in my head, just getting kind of freaked out. Kind of like, what if something's wrong, I don't know, it's just scary.
Since the start of this journey, the Rios family has received unbelievable support.
They had fundraisers and people just giving because husband Juan didn't work for 8 months. 8 months, and without that, he wouldn't have been able to stay home and help me because there was no way I could have done it by myself.
Through the community, being able to stay here and help him through his daily stuff that he's gone through, it helped me out a lot.
It just gave you a peace of mind knowing that everyone was fighting with you. I understand now why someone says you're not fighting alone.
I honestly didn't know I had that much support. Like, I didn't think it was gonna, like, when I got cancer, I didn't think I was gonna have, like, that much. I didn't know that many people cared. Crazy.
Hey, Jalen, this is George Kittle, tight for the San Francisco 49ers.
What's going on, Jalen? It's Devontae Adams from the Green Bay Packers, man. I'm out here in Wisconsin. Had a chance to check out your story on Cal High. You're a big inspiration, man. I just want to let you know we all praying for you.
You have a lot of family and friends fighting for you, with you, and guess what, dude? You got T.O. riding, rooting, fighting for you as well.
It's crazy. There's nothing I've done in my life that's probably as difficult as what you do on a daily basis for the last 10 months. So I'm proud of you. Like I said, you're incredible, and just keep going through it, man.
Stay strong. I'm praying for you. The rest of the team's praying for you.
Feel better, get better soon. All the best to you, Jalen. Love you.
Coach's words right there.
Back in January of this year, 4 months after his initial diagnosis, Jalen heard 3 of the most remarkable words from his doctor. You beat cancer.
When they came in, I remember thinking like I was freaking out, just like, oh gosh, what are they gonna say? And then it was just, they came in and said, you're cancer-free, you're good.
The best part was hearing that there was no cancer. They didn't see any of it. So that, I can't even explain what was going through my head. I had my thumb back.
Now it's the tough road to chemo.
Jalen will have to continue with chemotherapy for 2 years to make sure the cancer never returns. But Jalen refuses to let this disease take any more time away from him.
One of my goals, get back on the field. They pushed out the season because of this crazy times, but I'm taking that as a blessing, giving me more time and trying to work out.
He beat cancer. I mean, I feel like there was a point in time he thought he wasn't gonna make it, and us too, and he got himself back together and was like, no, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna fight this. And so if he's got the will to do that, he can do anything that he wants to do.
Seeing him on the field and just getting out there, there'd be a lot of emotions in me.
I really think I can.
It's been 1 year since Jalen began this fight. He's made it through the trenches, and now Jalen has his sights set on the end zone.
I'm not gonna like his baby. Not today, not ever, so that's that.
So Jalen has 2 more years of chemotherapy, which will be difficult, but he's looking forward to getting his life back to normal and getting back on the football field.
So he plans to play. It's good that they delayed football.
Yes.
So now he can get even better, and he'll play in the winter?
He is hoping to be there on the field in January, and he's looking at it as a good sign because his birthday is December 14th, and that is the official start date for the CIF for practices and whatnot. Yeah. So he's looking at that as a good sign. He's thinking that it's going to happen.
Yeah. And a special shout out to the Morgan Hill community. That town is behind him like nobody else.
Yeah, and it's also been the Gilroy community as well because his dad is from there. Okay. So he's just had so much support.
South County proud. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Sky Skandridge from Lee High School talking about her favorite teacher.
My favorite teacher is Miss Duffy because she makes everyone feel super comfortable, loved, and reaches out to them, and makes academics really fun and enjoyable for everyone.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away this past spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor. Those scholarships to be presented at our end of the season awards banquet in June.
Coming up, we meet the Miramonte basketball star following in her grandfather's footsteps.
And later, the Bishop O'Dowd basketball standout and her experience with the deadly virus.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
Are you ready to sink your teeth into a lemon pepper, sweet and spicy Korean cube-tastic mango habanero
master class in all things wings?
Yes, I am.
Are you though?
I'll take that.
All right. Get the new all-in bundle for just $19.99. Available for delivery and carry-out for a limited time. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Rikers Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions, 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Sereno Group, here for good.
I'm Kathleen Pazine with Sereno Group Real Estate, and I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
We are back at Levi Stadium with one family's legacy at a university.
Allie Williams joins us now with the story of the Miramonte hoop star and her Golden Bear grandfather.
That's right. Mia Mastrov has grown up in a Berkeley household, but next year she'll go from lifelong fan to student at Cal, a bond she'll share with someone very special.
Mia Mastrov is a senior leader on the Miramonte girls basketball team. Mia recently committed to the University of California, Berkeley, and will play for the Bears next year. It's a next step in something Mia has wanted since she was a little girl.
It was just like such a Cal family, you know? I mean, the whole town where I live, like Lafayette, Orinda, like everyone's just so Cal oriented.
She came and told me she was going to Cal. Couldn't believe it.
It's always been my dream to play there. We would always joke about, like, when I was little, my grandpa would make like announcements like, now starting number whatever, like Mia Mastrov. So now it like that he can actually see that happen and like see me play, it's pretty special.
The origin for this dream is Mia's grandfather. Bert Mastrov played for the Cal men's basketball team in the 1950s. It was an experience that Bert has always cherished.
The coach, Pete Newell, was an icon, and just playing for him was really an incredible experience. Plus, we were a very close team. We stayed as much together as we could, which is very rare. You don't find teams that are that close. There's always some jealousies and stuff. We never had any.
Now, Mia will make her own Cal memories. Before beginning her time at Miramonte, Mia always followed the Bears. She grew up watching players like Asia Thomas and went to games with her family as she worked on her own skill on the court. It's only a matter of time before Mia will get on the hardwood at Cal and help create memories for girls after her in an exciting conference.
Right now, I think that I'm at a good spot. I'm happy and blessed for the opportunity to play in the Pac-12, and I'm just going to keep working on my game and getting better at all that I can.
Before committing to basketball, Mia also excelled in soccer and was a talented two-sport athlete. If she was going to go all in to one sport, though, she had to make a decision.
I remember car rides, like talking to my dad and just like being so set on soccer and wanting to continue that. And then he was just like, I mean, you're so young, you can just play whatever you want and you'll find like your passion eventually. And I mean, I just stuck with basketball. Once I like touched that ball, I really didn't put it down.
Mia chose basketball and has grown into one of the leaders at Miramonte, guiding the Matadors to the NorCal playoffs. While Mia has one more year at Miramonte, she'll be in the blue and gold next year, and Grandpa is ready to be her biggest fan.
I'm looking forward to seeing her play. She's a terrific player, far better than I ever was, and I think she has a lot to offer the school.
Super excited just for the opportunity, and I can't wait to get out there.
I'll be at every game I can get to.
A tradition of Cal basketball passed down from generation to generation. From loving the Cal Bears with her family as a kid to becoming the player the future girls will watch, Mia will be at Haas Pavilion in Berkeley with her grandfather in the stands. And Bert will watch his granddaughter on the court where he played so many years ago.
While COVID regulations have shut down practices for now, Mia is still able to train with her mom and is ready to start her senior season.
Yeah, and it should be a good year. They've got a new coach at Miramonte this year, so they're excited about what the coach can bring, and we'll see how it goes.
She's going to finish her season strong, her senior year.
Yeah, very good. All right, coming up, he won a state title as a freshman, but his sophomore year was cut short. We'll hear from Aiden Mahaney, one of the top recruits from the class of 2022, next.
And later, the Bishop O'Dowd star who knows what it feels like to contract a deadly virus. We'll hear Kennedy Johnson's story coming up. Welcome back to Levi Stadium. This is 49ers Cal High Sports. Adobe helps us bring you stories of athletes performing at their peak each week.
Tonight we meet Aiden Mahaney. The Campolindo guard has a long history of winning, but his season was cut short last year. Now Aiden has set his sights on completing what last year's team started. Talk with Aiden Mahaney and you will find out very quickly this Campolindo junior guard is a winner.
Wherever I go, my goal is to win. I think I've won at elementary school level, middle school level, and now high school level, and along with AAU. So that's been huge for me, is I want to be remembered as a winner. And when we came in, I mean, we had one goal in mind, and my goal before the season was state championship, and people were looking at me crazy, and I said, no, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to put in all the hours for. I'd be in the gym at school, before school. I'd stay late after practice, go shoot after. It was a lot of work that went into it, but confidence was there. I really believe that we could have done it.
The Cougars won a state title in 2019. Mahaney was just a freshman in that game, leading his team with 19 points and 9 rebounds. Mahaney will accept nothing less than a win in the final game of each season.
I mean, even if you look at this year, I told my seniors right before the season started, I told my brother and 2 seniors who I was really close to, I said, we're not ending the season unless it's a ring. So that was really big for me, and it's just that confidence that you gain, which comes from working out a bunch and putting in the time.
This past spring, the Cougars won the NorCal title and were looking forward to a shot at a second straight state title. But then the coronavirus hit, and the players had to wait anxiously on whether the state games would be played or not.
You know, it was really one of the toughest basketball experiences I've had, if not the toughest. You know, you lose a lot of hard games, but what really stuck with me is I'd rather lose that game than not play it at all. And, you know, it's just something about knowing that it's your last game and giving it your all. You know, I think at De La Salle, if I knew that was going to be my last game, obviously I wouldn't have changed anything I did during the game, but just after the game, you know, just embracing my teammates and stuff. So I was in English class, and I looked down at my phone because I knew the announcement was coming out, and I saw it, and I just got up and I walked out, and I was just like, man, like, after all these hours and stuff, like, this is how I'm gonna have to send my seniors out and my brother, who I've been playing with for forever, and that's gonna be the last game that we're ever gonna play together. So that really just hurt me, and I think it hurt a lot of our guys, but I think that also is gonna put a really big chip on our shoulder for this season.
This season, the Cougars have many of their top players back. The season will be delayed and played in the spring, but Aiden just wants to play. He doesn't care when. In the meantime, he continues to work hard in the gym and in the weight room, doing all he can to get better for when he can finally get back on the court and compete.
I mean, it's a big statement this year for us, and I think you're going to come out this year and you're going to see a Campo team that's hungry and that felt like we should have had more last year.
Aiden is one of the very best players in the class of 2022. He gets lots of attention from college coaches all around the country.
June 15th was the day that they could start calling, and that was a crazy day. I got 2 calls at midnight from St. Mary's and Cal. I get up the next morning, I go on a run. I was out in Oregon at the time with one of my buddies. So I get up in Oregon, go on a run, work out, come home, take a nap, wake up with 20 missed calls. So we get schools from the East Coast, Midwest, and then California and the West Coast. So, I mean, it was really a great experience, and it kind of was just like, you know, like, this is what you build up for coaches to really take interest in what you do in your game. So that was big for me, but, you know, I'd really just like to get back out on the court. You know, there are some schools that just say, we want to see you a couple more times, and I really hope that I get the opportunity to let them see me so that they can see what type of player I am.
Aiden's work ethic is legendary. He says it all starts with his dad.
My dad is a internet analyst, and you know, it really inspires me. I get up for my 6 a.m. workouts, and he's been up since 4. He drives to the city at 3:30, and on regular work days, he travels to different countries, different continents even. So really just seeing what he's willing to do really just pushes me to further myself and get better every day.
In this age of social media, Aiden gets lots of attention online. While this can be really flattering, Aiden tries to keep it all in perspective.
You know, for me, I think it's pretty cool, but at the same time, I mean, the ones that matter to me are the wins. So I remember there was one I made a move or something in the first game of last season, made a kid fall, made the layup, really cool, went a little viral in the Bay Area or whatever, and we lost the game. So that's kind of what stuck with me is, you know, it was really cool and I thought it was a great move or whatever, but at the end of the day, what the scoreboard shows is what matters. So, I mean, that's really what I care about at the end of the day.
Aiden credits his mom for staying grounded, keeping classwork as a priority, and making sure he does his part with the family chores. So you still take out the garbage and that kind of stuff?
I do, yes. My dishes, garbage, car wash, and everything. I still try to be as normal as possible.
So Aiden will work so he can win. This year, any championship would come at the end of June. Aiden is willing to wait. It's all part of his ultimate goal.
Get back there, win it again. That's the goal. There's no other goals for me. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to win some stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a ring on the finger. I mean, my goal is to go, I've said this from the beginning, right when I was in 8th grade, go into Campo. I want to leave with 4 rings on my fingers, so that's the goal.
Aiden says recruiting is rough with the virus limiting contact with coaches, but with a top GPA and all his skills, he'll be able to choose from some really great colleges. He's a terrific guy. I really enjoyed spending time with him, and I know he's going to do really well.
And he's so fun to watch. I remember him in the state title game 2 years ago, and he just went off. He was so great.
Yep, he has a lot of fun.
He does.
Now it's Deja Mu. Each week, Clover Dairy brings you athletes who are grazing their way through the professional ranks. This week, we feature one of the best quarterbacks to play the game, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady grew up in San Mateo and graduated from Serra High School in 1995. Since then, he's won 6 Super Bowls, was selected for 14 Pro Bowls, and even took home an NCAA National Championship in '97 with the Michigan Wolverines. Serra grad Tom Brady, this week's Clover Dairy Deja Mu athlete. Coming up, the Dragons, star forward Kennedy Johnson as she talks about her battle with a deadly virus.
Some see a grilled cheese sandwich and ask why. I see a new kitchen with a grill and ask why not.
I really need to start adding less to cart and more to savings.
Sitting on this couch so long made me want to make some changes, starting with this couch.
Yeah, I need a house with a different view. And this is the bank that will help you do it all. Because at U.S. Bank, our people are dedicated to turning your new inspiration into your next pursuit.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. While high school sports are not being played this fall, E-Games are having lots of fun, so we decided to put together our very own Madden League with high school gamers all around the Bay Area.
We've teamed up with the Ultimate Gaming League to put together the first of its kind high school league. Here are the highlights from week 1 of our Madden tournament.
I'm Chris Walsh. I'm a junior at St. Ignatius. I play football and baseball there, and I play Madden.
Hi, my name is Solomon Samadi. I play football as well as Madden.
I just grew up playing with the Niners. That's just the team I'm going with.
I play with the Seahawks right now because they got Russell Wilson. They got a good defense, so I like to work with that in the game.
After the play fake to Carson, there goes a deep ball, end zone. And this will be caught by Metcalf. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. He goes past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And this is going to be intercepted. They'll run right side with Mostert. Open space inside the 10. That's a 49er touchdown. Give yourself some credit.
No, I know better. What we just saw there, that was pretty special.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. They hand it off to Mostert. He's got the first down here inside the 30.
I'm the best in the game.
Touchdown, 49ers. Here's Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught inside the 15. Here's a quick throw right side. And he's going to take it in. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. Now Wilson. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted.
I just took the Niners real-life approach. I just put the ball on the ground and try and let my defense, do its thing.
Oh, yeah, my game plan was working the whole game on offense. It's just right at the end I missed. The timing was a little bit off.
That was very fun.
It really was, and we're going to have highlights next week, and the week after it'll be such a fun tournament. I'm glad we're doing that.
Outstanding.
All right. The Harker School brings us the Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week we honor the young lady we met earlier in the show, Mia Mastroff from Miramonte High School with an impressive 3.9 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Last week, 42 Harker seniors, 22% of the class of 2020, were named semifinalists in the 2021 National Merit Scholarship Program. At Harker, preschool through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Be sure to check us out on social media for lots of fun content, including videos, breaking news updates, and much more. We're at 49ers Cal High everywhere, including TikTok.
Coming up, we'll meet Bishop O'Dowd's Kennedy Johnson, committed to her college and getting set for a stellar senior season.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by DevCon Construction. Design, build, perform, sustain.
We are back with our Service by Medallion feature story and rejoined by our Kiara Biagini.
Kiara brings us a story of a girl that we covered a lot during her tenure at Bishop O'Dowd. Aubrey, when the state basketball tournament was canceled in March, Kennedy Johnson's chance to return to the big stage and fight for a ring was stripped. The Johnson family was devastated, but for Kennedy, the disappointment did not compare to when Kennedy was struck by a virus when she was just 9 years old.
The buzzer went off, it was almost surreal for us because we were going back for another state game, and it was just crazy. It was just a crazy feeling, and knowing Salesian was also a good team, and it was just amazing that we won, and we all ran on the court in a big group huddle and all fell on top of each other. It was just a really good feeling just knowing we had another chance to get a state ring.
As the second seed, the O'Dowd Dragons upset the #1 seeded Salesian Pride to advance to the state championship game. Back-to-back appearances for Johnson.
We were going to play Rosary again, and honestly, it was just another game to redeem ourselves from last state game. And Rosary is a good team. Last game we played them in Arizona, we beat them by 2 or 3. So we knew that it was going to be a tough game, but we had confidence because we knew we could beat them. And so we were just ready to play and get that ring.
The Dragons were excited at a chance to avenge the previous season's loss to Rosary Academy in the state game. A shot at redemption, a shot at a state title. And then
COVID-19 happened. It was the day we were supposed to leave for the state game at school. We had our bags and everything packed and ready to go. And then first period, we got the announcement saying women's and boys varsity basketball teams to go meet in the gym, and that's when they told us that our season was canceled, and so it was heartbreaking. Everyone was just crying. It was just a sad day for all of us, just knowing how hard we worked to get to this moment, and just being told our season was canceled and ended, it just hit.
When she got the news that they weren't playing, I mean, we were all devastated. She took it really hard that night. She was in her room and kind of like just staying away from folks, and it was really hard. It was just like, wow, you're going to state again, and here's your chance to possibly get a ring. And who would know, you know, 2 seasons in a row, 2 years in a row, you guys would go to state, and just to have it taken from you just that quickly is just really disappointing.
The whole family was crushed to see Kennedy's dream of winning a state title taken away. The Johnson family was upset and heartbroken, but they understood and respected the decision made by the CIF to keep its athletes and fans safe. After all, the situation was eerily similar to what Kennedy went through as a child.
So when I was about 9 or 10, I caught H1N1. So I was in the hospital for 4 days, and that was killing like a lot of little children and people of all ages, but mainly it was targeting like young people.
H1N1, also known as the swine flu, is an influenza virus that broke out in 2009 with a reported 60.8 million cases and 12,470 deaths in the U.S. according to the CDC.
One morning she got up and she came to me and she just said she felt kind of tired, and she coughed, and when she coughed she fell to the ground. So I'm like, this doesn't seem right, this doesn't look right, especially because she has asthma.
Kennedy was rushed to the hospital as her symptoms worsened. She could barely walk to the car.
Basically I was in the hospital because one of my lungs turned like basically black and there was no air, so I had to be put on a breathing mask, and that was really scary because it was a deadly virus, so I didn't know if I would be able to make it. And I also had asthma on top of that too, which was another like breathing problem. And so it was scary for all of us. You know, me being a kid, I didn't really know how serious it was, but with my mom, my family, and my dad, they took it really hard because they didn't know like if I was gonna come out alive or not. So yeah, I know how serious like catching a virus can be, especially a deadly one, and how people need to take it seriously and like take precautions to keep everyone safe and healthy.
I remember one night she had to use the restroom, and so they brought something for her to use next to her hospital bed. And so she's telling me at night, like, I have to go. I go over to help her and her mask comes off her face, and then she starts saying, I can't breathe. She's telling me she can't breathe, and I just panicked, and we're screaming and yelling for hospital staff to come, and they came and put her breathing apparatus back on her. So as a mother, it was just a scary time. I was so scared for her, and we honestly thought we might lose her with the doctor just saying like there's nothing we can do at the first hospital we were at.
After being treated at 2 different hospitals, Kennedy made a full recovery. And 10 years later, she's not only healthy, but one of the best high school girls basketball players in the nation. Kennedy does not take her health for granted, especially during this pandemic.
I definitely take it serious because me catching H1N1, I do not want to go through that again and put my family in that type of situation. So my family and I, we definitely take it seriously with putting our mask on, washing our hands, social distancing, everything that comes with being safe. We also think about our grandparents and other people who are at high risk, and so I don't want to be able to put them at risk or any other people like that. So we take it very seriously for our health and also the health of others.
Kennedy spent a lot of time at home with her family this summer. She is starting her senior year at Bishop O'Dowd online.
It's definitely new. Like, this is something I never experienced before. Like, I never would have thought I would be going into my senior year doing online learning. So it's definitely new for me, but I've adjusted already. And I've kind of told myself to just like think about the positives, and you never know what's gonna come, so focus on the present. So that's what I've been doing, just being grateful for what I have now and just making the most out of that situation.
This past June, the Hoops star verbally committed to play basketball for UC Santa Barbara. The recruitment process is very difficult during the pandemic, but Johnson couldn't be happier with her decision.
It affected my recruiting process a lot. Like, I didn't know, if you asked me like last year if I would be accepting my scholarship and committing this early, I probably would have said no. So it definitely like affected it a lot in terms of getting new scholarships and being able to play on the circuit and AAU teams this summer. So it definitely was challenging, a little bit frustrating being a 2021. We're like often put in the most difficult situation because of COVID-19 in terms of recruiting. So it was difficult, but I knew I was grateful enough to have the scholarships I did and to make out of it what I did. So yeah, I'm happy with what I did, my decision so far, yeah.
And she's excited and she's ready. I think that's what's keeping her going. The fact that she knows that even though high school has kind of been taken away or my senior year didn't turn out to be how I wanted it to be, it's not over yet. There's still time to see if she goes back to school or if they go back to school, but also just the fact that there are bigger and brighter things too waiting for her. So she's super excited and that's keeping her going.
COVID-19 took away Kennedy's shot at a state title. It took away high school milestones like prom and the start of senior year. But it does make her grateful for all she has.
It made me reflect to be grateful for what you have and to never miss out on opportunities that are in front of you, because you never know when it's going to be taken away, like your senior year or your last AAU season or possibly high school season. So if anything, I've learned to always be grateful for what you have in the moment and to never regret anything you do. Like, go at everything you do with full force and put 100% into it, because you never know if it's ever going to be your last. So that's what I would take out of it.
Kennedy Johnson knows more than most what a virus can do. Her experience gives her a unique perspective on the current pandemic and how to cope with all the uncertainty.
Yeah! Free throw.
Kennedy misses basketball, her teammates, and coaches. Her mom told me she catches Kennedy staying up super late watching film of old games. She's eager to get back on the court for the Dragons, but grateful she's in good health and treats every day like it's a gift.
All right, very good. Thank you for that, Kiara. Coming up, the stories we'll be telling on next week's show, a preview next.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Rikus Center.
Hi, I'm Coach Jack, and today's training tip is a three-way hip stabilization exercise. Lauren is going to sit back into her hip and place one foot in front of her. She's then going to take that foot and move it to her right side. Finally, she will place that foot and go behind her. The whole time, she is leaning back into her hip and keeping her knees over her ankles. That is three-way hip stabilization.
That's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Join us next week as we meet the amazing Doherty Valley girl training for a triathlon with just one leg. You won't want to miss that. We'll see you then.